Blessings and massive abundance to you all who are listening. Welcome to the Zen Effect Show. This is a multi-platform and now syndicated show, and I'm redefining conscious media for the conscious culture. And I want to speak to what the conscious culture is. Zen, you may be asking yourself, Zen, what do you mean by that? Well, the conscious culture focuses on awareness, intentionality, and growth. And the conscious culture embodies conscious living. And conscious living is the practice of making intentional choices in your daily life that align with your values, that align with your well-being and purpose through mindfulness, through self-awareness, through emotional intelligence, ethical decisions, and you all, it so much greatly supports nurturing connections. Number one, the connection that you have with yourself, which is the most important, because when you are deeply connected with yourself, when you truly know thyself, then it also will support your connection with others as well as your connection with the world, which is important because we all live here and coexist here collectively. So my platform is pretty much our breakfast club for the conscious culture. This is your go-to hub for dynamic conversations and supportive dialogue about the collective journey that each and every one of us are on, called life. And I am Zen. That's right, Zen, like Zen meditation, Zen garden, and I'm your host, and I am the creator of the Zen Effect Show. And I am so thrilled and excited and blessed and grateful to be a part of the WBNC Break-N-Chainz family, reaching more minds, more hearts, speaking to more souls than ever before. And what you can expect here are transformative conversations. I have transformative conversations with thought leaders across music, across entertainment, entrepreneurship, and wellness, along with weekly conscious takes. And these weekly conscious takes, their purpose is to deliver fresh perspective on trending headlines as well as the overlooked stories. And I also discuss the societal shifts that's shaping our world today. And each conversation that you hear right here on the Zen Effect Show is designed to empower and inspire you to shape your soul, shift your world, and come home to your power. On today's show, I'm diving in. And I'm diving into this reflective question. What are you cultivating? What are you cultivating in your life? This show is going to support you with how to cultivate what you desire, and the weeding and the pruning that's necessary, and so much more. So excited for this dynamic conversation with you all. But first, let's dive into this week's conscious take. So General Motors, as you know, one of the world's biggest car companies, just announced they're doing away with Apple CarPlay. Womp womp. Yes. And for you Android users, they're also doing away with Android Auto in their new vehicles. That's right. GM is creating their own software. for an evolved driving experience. In the articles that I've been reading, they are saying that it's going to be faster, sleeker, integrated apps, but do not get it confused. It will not be CarPlay, and there will be some apps in your CarPlay and your Android Auto that you are used to that will not be there. So GM is really asking people to adapt. They're asking people to trust in something new and to embrace a system that may challenge the familiar. And what comes alive for me as I was reading these articles isn't that exactly what life and growth ask of us as we evolve? To trust in something new and to embrace the change that may challenge the familiar, where we're comfortable, what we're used to. And a great example of this is work. There are so many individuals that are in entrepreneurship right now. They're doing something different. They're doing something new. They're embracing the shifts, the adjustments, the challenges, and the triumphs with something that's not familiar to them. And this is my take on it. A lot is shifting. A lot is changing in our world in massive ways and in micro ways and in everything in between. The call is, how are you adjusting to it? And not only how are you adjusting, what are you doing to ensure that it's working for you? Because that's what we are in command of. There's so much occurring right now in the world. There are people that are really experiencing a very difficult time right now. And I love that I'm seeing so many leaning in. I love that I'm seeing community. We're getting back to community. And could it be that all that we are experiencing in society right now is leading us back to community? Go back in history. Community has always kept our nation and this world strong and in abundance and prosperous. And that's my take on that. I also want to speak to an interview that took place with Andrew Markel, who is a trauma specialist, a philosopher, and the co-founder of the Dawn Collective. And he made a point that really spoke to me. And this is the point that he made, that we celebrate the bouncing back, weathering the storm. We consistently speak to resilience. But he says the true evolution in nature, in society, and in our lives does not come from going back to what we were. It actually comes from becoming something entirely new. And I want to read his exact quote. His key quote was this: "That's fine if you're a rubber band, But in nature and in human systems, survival doesn't come from returning to where you were. It comes from becoming something you were not before. The most enduring systems, biological, social, or economic, don't revert. They evolve. Resilience is static. It's about homeostasis. Evolution is dynamic. It's driven by dissonance, by collapse, by moments of rupture that force entirely new structures of being to emerge. And when I read that quote, I thought about a diamond. The diamond. For a diamond to be, it experiences much pressure, the rupture, the force. But once that is completed, it's such a beautiful, desirable, valuable gem. So think about it for a second. Every moment that you feel that shakes your foundation, it's not meant to break you. When the waves come rolling in, it's not meant to take you under, even though it feels that way. And I'm sure there's so many that are feeling that right now. It's actually meant to elevate you. It's an acceleration point. It's offering you something that you were not aware of prior to the experience. It's asking you to adapt, to evolve, to shift, to adjust so you can expand beyond what you knew before. And my question to you is this: are you ready for it? What are you cultivating? How do you cultivate? When it comes to what you are creating in your life, what does that cultivation process actually look like? I'm going to share with you a metaphor that supported me in my cultivation process of what I desire to create in my life, because I was at a time in my life where change and adjustments were vitally necessary. And I had to be with the choices that I made and the mindset I was in that current moment, and create and design a structure for myself to support me in planning, to support me in building in a way that's sustainable. Take a look at this. A greenhouse. This is the audio, but on the YouTube video, you will see the greenhouse. And everything inside is strategically and intentionally placed. Everything from the shelving to the staging to the glaze bar. Everything is strategically and intentionally placed, and no greenhouse is designed exactly the same. And the way that the greenhouse is structured is designed to support one thing, and that is the cultivation of what's inside it. So my question to you is this: how will you set up your greenhouse that will cultivate what you want to create in your life, that will cultivate your reality creation? See, this metaphor is all about life building. And that is what we will do for the rest of our lives until we leave this earth. We are always life building. We are always evolving. This metaphor really supported me in my personal cultivation. So what do you desire? Because your process of cultivating is what is going to support you in getting there. And it's also going to support its expansion. And it's going to, as long as you are doing that, it will show up in your reality. Something else that's so fascinating about a greenhouse is you have short waves of light that come from the sun, and you also have long waves of heat radiating from the plants inside. I want you to just envision that for a minute. That's a powerful energy force with the short waves and the long waves when they meet. And in life, the short waves are like the activations you say yes to, the opportunities that come your way that you say yes to. And it's also the people that you allow in your vortex, your tribe, your village, your community. It matters. It matters. It is a vital part of what you are cultivating. We hear all the time, be in rooms with people who are already where you want to be. Be in rooms with people that are inspiring, empowering. Be in these rooms with people who are more elevated than you are right now. But it's also important. It's just as vital and just as important for you to ensure that your community are not yes people, that your community are not people who are just going to allow when it's necessary for you to be called forward in things, for them to just sit back, sit on the sidelines and not call you in on things. And when I say call in, I like to refer to it as call in, but many people speak to the term of putting someone in check. But when I say putting someone in check, I'm not talking about the attitude and being rude. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about calling you in on, hey, you had this goal. You said that you wanted to achieve this. You told me that you said that you were going to take 20 minutes a day to do this. It's been a whole month and you ain't done it. What's up? You really about this? And it's coming from a place of love, not from a place of jealousy, not from a place of narcissism, not from a place of any of that. It's coming from a place of you want to do this thing. I believe in you. I know what you're capable of, but I'm not able to force you to do it. All I can do is love you in it. It's that accountability. And other people are able to see things within us that we are not always able to see within ourselves because we don't want to see it. I was in the studio. I had back-to-back interviews all day. I felt so accomplished, so amazing after the amazing interviews I had. And then my editor contacted me and said to me, Zen, I have the audio, but did you press the camera button to record? And I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I did not press the camera button to record on all three cameras. What in the world was I thinking? And then I paused. And I said, what is this offering me? Well, one thing it offers me is I won't ever do that again. So grateful had the audios, but I will not do that again. Seeing what it offered me in the moment, and it turns out that it ended up working in my favor because not only am I able to do a reshoot, and it also worked out for me because it provided more audios that I didn't even know was necessary until a few weeks ago. Yeah. Seeing what it offered me, because it would have been so easy for me to do the opposite and judge myself and be hard on myself and self-criticize myself. It's a choice. It's a choice. When you see what it offers you, you're able to really take the message within it and learn from it and fully move forward. And you don't miss the gift of the offering that is within it. So my question to you is this: what do you want to grow in your greenhouse? What are you cultivating, or what is being cultivated? And is it necessary for you to review your greenhouse? Think of what you're growing. Is it delicate? Does it take more attention, more tending to, more time? Does it require extra protection? Does it thrive in heat and humidity? Is it a faster growing? Desire, dream, goal. Each type requires different conditions, just like each plant requires a different condition of how it's cultivated. It depends on what you are creating in your life. Even each step requires different conditions. But I want to take the vision board a step further. We're about to come up to the new year. When you create your vision board or you go to your vision board party, I encourage you to do this. Look at your vision board and literally put it on the calendar. You have the vision, but literally separate. Okay, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. A, B, and C is on my vision board. I have 3 things on my vision board. The first one I'm going to start with is A, over here to the left. And then I want you to put it on your calendar as to when that will be in your reality creation and when you will be living, standing firm, present in that vision. And then I want you to take it, and I want you to take all the months before it, and each month I want you to focus on one thing that's going to get you closer to it, because truth is, it's a process. And what is so important to realize is to trust the process, because the process is not always going to be smooth. The process is not always going to be a garden of flowers that you want to skip through. Again, there will be difficulties. There will be challenges. There will be all different types of things that you come in contact with, but it's supporting you. So when you are actually in that vision, guess what? There's going to be more. Because there's going to be more growth once you get there. Sometimes growth requires pressure, and pressure is an acceleration moment, just like I spoke of before. When it comes to the diamond, it comes out so beautiful once it has been under pressure and is able to navigate that pressure. But just like in a greenhouse, both the short waves and the long waves are necessary so you can build the stable, fertile environment your soul wants to flourish no matter what is taking place. If today's show resonated with you, share it. And follow the Zen Effect Show across all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Again, just type in the Zen Effect Show. You can catch replays of this show, and you can watch the actual in-studio full video interviews that I have that will also be played here on the WBNC platform. You can watch it on YouTube, and you're able to listen on Spotify or Apple Podcast. And anything that I talk about on the show, whether it's an event, whether it is someone who comes on the show to advertise their business, the guests that I have on the show, how to connect with them, all of that will be in the description box and the show notes on those platforms where you can replay the show. Again, those platforms are my YouTube channel, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. Just search The Zen Effect Show. You'll see my face. It's kind of a dim lighting. It says The Zen Effect Show, and I have dreads. Okay? And if you have a topic that you'd like for me to cover, visit my website, www.thezeneffect, that's effect with the E.com, and click the tab Submit a Topic. And I'm also going to link my link in bio that literally has everything. The channels where you're able to listen to the replays and what have you, also on my website. So you can also go to my website again, the WW. The WWB. Y'all remember the WB? Anyway, go to my website, www.thezeneffectco.com. That's the Zen Effect Co. That's co as in co.com. Stay expansive, you all. Stay aware. And as always, shape your soul to shift your world and come home to your power. Until next week, keep your soul hydrated, your spirit fortified, and allow your effect to speak before words do. So looking forward to our conversation next Tuesday right here on WBNC Radio, The Zen Effect Show. We out.